Peace, love, and Black Power family. On behalf of myself and my family, welcome to another episode of Get This Wisdom Live. I am your host for the evening, Shakti Sterner, editor in chief of Get This Wisdom magazine and creator of Get This Wisdom Live. Now, as you all know, I have my babies. They are here, they are present, and they're going to be children. You may hear them at some point in time. Also, we had a little breakdown in technology over the last 2 weeks or so. So we're just playing catch up right now, as I said on the last episode. So we're giving tonight, before we get into our guests, who I'm honored for this one here. But we're going to be going into the state of the Black woman 2023 address. Now we're kind of 30 days behind, but actually they're behind in the Gregorian calendar, but that's another discussion. So tonight we have on the stream with us on the episode somebody who I value very, very, very dearly, a woman, a queen, empress, and an elder who's very dear to my heart, a part of our family and our village and our tribe. She has came into my family's life and done amazing things, for myself, my children, and just all of us and the whole community in Detroit. So I could sing her praises all night long. However, I am going to allow the Queen Mother, Mama Cherie or Cherise L, depending on who you talk to. I'm going to allow her to come up to the platform and give a introduction of herself to those who may not be aware of who she is, and give us a little bit of information about her platform. Peace and love, Mama. Where you at?
Peace, love, and light, gratitude, and thank you for allowing me to share in this blissful evening with you and your platform. I am Cherie L, Mama Cherie from Reed's Learning Street. You can catch me somewhere around the D with children somewhere in tow, getting some type of an educational session in some kind of which way. Again, like I said, thank you for having me here. I'm excited to speak on this topic, this
Yes,
title
ma'am.
as you have.
Yes,
Yes, I yield.
no problem. Before we get started, I have to I have to speak your praises just a little bit more because I need for the audience to know and understand, you know, um, when it comes to uh, African womanhood, African motherhood, African sisterhood. This queen right here embodies so many of those virtues for me. I look up to her in so many different ways, and I am, you know, humbled at this opportunity to dialogue with her, on our sisters and where we are and what we need to do. She has, been there for me many of times. So I know that the wisdom that she has to share with myself and with our viewing audience is going to be powerful. So we, when Spirit came to me to have this episode, Queen Mother, it was more so in a sense of embracing our sisterhood. There are so many occasions where Black women, as it's presented, in society, that we don't get along with one another, that we have this defense mechanism up as it pertains to sisterhood. And I wanted to, have this time with you so we could show that sisterhood is still very much alive. And for those who may not, have that example of what that looks like, I wanted to be able to provide that for them. So I'm going to step back for a minute and allow you to share your viewpoints on um, where are we currently with, the womanhood in this society and globally, as African women, as a whole?
I think mm, we're at a point of no return. We cannot continue doing what we have been doing or what has been taught or given to us. We're at a point of we have got to do better or we're going to lose any and everything that we already have. Not only with young minds, but with our older minds. We as women can get along, and I am tired and frustrated at hearing I can't be friends with women and I don't get along with women. I don't disagree. All I'm saying is for the betterment of our nation, of our people, of the babies, can we all just get along? In that what the gentleman said back in the day? Was it Malice Green, I believe? Can we all
Well,
just get
one
along?
second, Mama. Pardon me. We're getting a little bit of disruption on your audio.
My apology. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Very clear.
Okay. So my point is that we can get along. Oh, it only takes to heal the woman, the womb man of our people, and that will lead to the healing of the nation. So all of us will be eventually healed once we begin to heal as women. The younger women need the older women, need the younger babies. We need each other, and therefore we will be better for our men, better for our children, better for ourselves. How can we be anything for anyone if we don't work on self? And us as melanated African, however you choose to refer to yourself, black, what colored, Negro, whatever, we must heal from within so that we can start shining without, going outside of us and showing what we have in us. Stop showing. I saw this meme the other day where the young lady was turned around and she had her, pardon my language, but she had her ass out first in the image. You know how the girls that, they turn and they toot the butt out and they show the picture of it, but, take a picture like that. Well, can you be upset at a man if he's looking at your ass and therefore he comes at you wanting your ass? You cannot be upset at that because that's what
Mm,
you've given to him. You've shown him that my ass is what I'm going to show you first. Pardon my French. I apologize for speaking in such a vulgar way. But if you give them the butt first, why would you be surprised if that's all they're looking to get from you? Just something to
absolutely.
think about. Go ahead, matriarch.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom. I was just in full agreement with you, to veggie back off of that topic right there. I was on Facebook not too long ago, and there was a picture of Kanye West's daughter, his oldest daughter, Northwest, and she was in a photograph with her mother figure, Kim Kardashian, as we call her this way. Um, and the woman, the female, I'll call her that, had the baby in heels and had her in makeup, and just a little too much for a child in in this society, right? So
Mm,
um, I commented, I expressed my disdain for the poor representation that that baby was presented in by her mother figure. Um, just as the Queen Mother was speaking upon, sisters being on in public forums showing their hind parts and getting upset when they're approached in a a similar fashion. When we look at the younger sisters, because North is still a sister, she has a black father. We have to look at it deeper. We have to look at what we're doing as the mother figures, and she's not one of us clearly, but uh, I speak on her in North because she had a black child served up on a platter for pedophiles in a westernized society that's full of pedophilia. So when we equate that to black mothers are, doing similar things with their children in public forums. They're on the platforms showing their hind parts in underwear, shorts, bras, lingerie. They got their daughters looking up at them. Their daughters are doing the same thing. And now we have our little queens looking up at us. They're looking for us to be the role models, but we're leading them down a path of destruction. So when do we, really open our eyes and realize that the ignorance that we have been instilled with from this European culture, uh, the ignorance has a domino effect to our children. So, I just wanted to expound upon you're sharing that aspect with us because that's just one of the many things that is going on currently with Black women. You don't you agree? Peace, Mom. Are you there?
Okay, I'm still here.
Okay. I was just saying, don't you agree? That's one of the many avenues of misrepresentation. hmm So, I think we should have take a deeper look in the mirror because at that point, I think it's more of a common sense factor.
Yes.
So I definitely agree with you on that. And then we have um, social media is so important in this society. We used to have these more face-to-face conversations when we would get together in fellowship, but right now, with everything being technology driven, the social media platforms are a part of most of our day-to-day life and day-to-day social interaction. So um, I say that we definitely should be more mindful of how we present ourselves in public ways. You know, it isn't all about how others view us. I mean, that is somewhat important, but we have to be just mindful of the example we're providing for our children.
We can't just talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna step back now.
What's wrong? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm saying that we can't just talk about it. We have to show them. We have to it, know that what we're doing is right and just, not succumb to what society wants. And
Absolutely. So
stand on our morals and our values.
mhm. My apologies there, Queen Mother. The audio is a little bit jumbled, so it's causing us to clash while we're expressing ourselves. However, I'm going to step back and allow you to finish your statement, and then I'll add on.
Having a hard time with my Wi-Fi. I'm going to come out and come back in.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I got you.
Okay.
So we're while we're waiting for Mama Cherie to jump back on, I'm gonna go into a little bit of what, and you're hearing my daughters with me. Family oriented platform. I'm a mother's what I do. This is we're talking upon the current state of the black woman, and a lot of us don't have our children with us enough, and I'm striving to provide an example of what that looks like in real time to show and prove that there are still some righteous women in this society, and Mama Cherie is one of them. She has her children with her all the time, and the children of many others, and we're striving to shift the paradigm of what the current representation of the melanated woman in America and globally looks like. Specifically here in America, where the westernized culture has deeply implanted its agendas within the minds of you know black women, African women, and African female children. And we're not excluding the African male or the African male child. This is the state of the black woman address, the state of the African woman address. So we have to emphasize that tonight. And it's a very sad state when the Queen Mother, she spoke upon earlier. um Wait a minute, we have another guest. Hold on. Oh, she's back. She's back. Okay, great. Okay, we got her back. We got her back. I'm gonna wrap this statement up, and I'm gonna bring you back to the mic. It's a very, very sad state, as the Queen Mother was saying earlier, when we can have beautiful black women, beautiful black African melanated royalty, showing their sacred areas and public arenas, and we're thinking that this is the way to showcase our beauty. But this is what society wants us to do. Society wants us, the original woman, to downgrade ourselves and to disrespect ourselves and to not value ourselves and wear our crowns royally, while all these other classification of females, they want what we have. They want us to give it away so these other chicks can take it, but they still won't ever be as beautiful as we are. So Queen Mother, I'm gonna bring you back up to the mic now. I just had to speak on that while we were getting the things fixed on the technology side.
Yeah, so, the other week I had a young lady not feel that her worth was that of being approached by a good guy. And I had to ask her, why didn't she feel like she deserved to be dating a good guy, or this man that was respecting her? And all she could say was that that's not what looks good to everybody else. That's not what's in. So are we teaching, is social media teaching our girls to satisfy only what looks good on social media and not what's actually good for them? Is it showing them that, or is it giving them detrimental dynamite? Our girls are being exposed, they're exposing themselves, and then when things happen, everyone wants to say the excuse of, oh, well, they were already doing this or that, when society has taught them that doing this or that is what's of value. It doesn't show them that being honest is of value, that being of good character is of value. That's not what society shows right now. It's not what social media wants right now. The more you show, the further you can go as far as social media is concerned.
Mm, mm. And and that, just to add on, what we're seeing on social media is not just happening on social media. We we have the moon lodges on Reed's Learning Street where the sisters are coming together collectively to have these discussions as well. We look at the younger generation in the schools and the public schools. I'm a homeschooler, so thankfully my children are not that exposed to that at all. And Mama Cherie, she's a homeschooler as well, so we try to protect our divine ones that way. However, we're just one of few. The many of mothers are depending on that public education system, and our young queens are in there. They're doing sexual things. They're being exposed to sexual things. Um, it's a very very sad time what's going on currently, and you would think that with as many righteous examples that we have had, we're talking about um Betty Shabazz, we're talking about the so many royal queens in this society that we've had a chance to look up to. We think that in 2023, as it pertains to the Gregorian calendar, that we would be in a better condition. However, we're still having these discussions, and I'm grateful to have them, but it's definitely hurtful for sure.
It is, our young women don't even know how to recognize when a man is being a good man to her. And that's where we also have to start helping them to see that this is a good man and it's okay to be with a good man. It's okay to let a man treat you good. It's okay to say, I deserve to be treated as a queen. It's okay to say, I respect myself. It's okay to show that you have more respect than what others are expecting of you. It's okay to stand out from the crowd because that'll get you more attention than not, and blending in and doing as all the rest of them will. Just as Mama Kai just said, the moon lodges are for that purpose. My apologies. They are specifically for us as black melanated women to come together to support each other and to show that we can come together. And if there is a question or a problem, let's help each other out. Let's not just let somebody stay off. Or if I see my sister on the sidewalk and she's felt falling down, I'm not gonna just step over her. I'm gonna bend down and I'm gonna grab her arm and I'm gonna say, "You need some help up, sis? Come on, let's go. I got you." If I see my other sister over here and her crown is tilted, I'm gonna come up behind her where don't nobody see me, and I'm gonna straighten her crown, and I'm gonna whisper in her ear, "I got you," and walk on about my business. That's what we have to do for each other.
It's okay. We definitely have to, um, be that sister again. We become so judgmental of each other, and I think that and I think you would definitely agree with me on this one. Sometimes sisters are scared to reach out to another sister to ask for that type of support, to ask for that type of love because of how badly society has brainwashed us with self-hatred against ourselves and each other.
I agree. Yeah, we have to support each other. We have to say, okay, I need some assistance. I I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. You may know something that I may need this one particular day. You know, I don't know everything about how to do everything. So somebody knows something else other than what I know. We have to lean on each other in order for us as a people to get to where we need to be, to stop allowing others to walk on us. As they say with the Monopoly board, if we just stand up, they're no longer playing a game on our backs. And
Hmm.
that's not a, an allegory, that's real talk. Just stand up. Stop walking bent over and looking down. Don't allow your other sister to walk bent over and look down. If we stop and straighten each other's backs up now, when we get older, we won't be walking bent over and hunched over like a lot of others do.
I
No, no judgment.
I say, I say, I say. Definitely no judgment. So, uh, with that, I would like to ask you this question. What does and you kind of expressed it a little bit, but if you could just tell us what sisterhood looks like and what that means to you.
Wow. Sea starhood for me. That's me seeing my equal stars next to me, and I'm excited for the growth of my sister. This beautiful womb, man, this being that gives birth to beings. I am just elated to see her grow. That's what a sisterhood to me is. For me is when we're enjoying each other's growth. That's
Absolutely.
about as simply as I can put it.
Absolutely. You spoke a lot right there. And I think that, for to be happy for our sister, and it requires a level also having that happiness within. We have to stop looking at the next woman that has the same skin tone as us as if she's our enemy. You
Yeah.
know, it's a sad time when we have so many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sisters. I love my sisters, and I love your beautiful behinds, but it's really sad when um, we come and we look at each other with such distrust when we're going through the same beautiful struggle. The society hates you just like it hates me.
Yeah.
Society hates your big beautiful lips and hates my big beautiful lips and your beautiful nose and my beautiful nose and my hips and your hips. They hate us equally.
Right.
So why are we taking their hatred because of their inferiority and their insecurity, and we're taking on that as our own viewpoint for each other?
Yes. Yes. They give us these impressions of we must have this straight hair, and we should look like them, yet they are growing to look like us. So who's fooling who in that aspect? We're all being fooled. We're all being that goes back to the internal fighting. Though the powers that be will have us fighting each other so that they don't have to fight us. And if we just stand up, again, just stand up and get the game off our back, they're no longer utilizing us as these pawns on this game board. We've taken back control. And now we're back walking with our crowns and, high. And hey, hold on now. You can't do anything to just, that's my sister there. I'm not going to allow you to just say and speak any kind of way to her. And not only am I not going to do that, we done raised a nation of brothers and children. Now they behind me. They gonna come and get you if you do something to that sister there. So that's all it takes is for one of us to say, hold up, let me raise this here group. And then that group raised their group, and it just spreads. And now we're all stars, shining, growing, blossoming, circulating wealth amongst each other, circulating riches. And I'm not only speaking monetary, I'm speaking physical and spiritual, emotional, because we're assisting each other now. We're not allowing someone to fall. Where I fall short, you can come and grab me and I got you. Come on. Oh, your leg hurting today? All right, lean this way. I got you. I'm going to walk this. We got this. We're going to get there together. That's the mentality that we all have to have in order for this to work. We must come together. The time is now. We don't have any more time to wait. Yesterday is just that, yesterday's day. Now we must function with today. And today is always here. So we must always be ready to move forward, not allow someone else to dictate how our future is. I
I
yield.
I say, while you were speaking, um, what we need to be doing here and now, for those who may not be aware of how we got into these dire straits. And if you tuned in before, you probably have heard me speak to this before. However, if you're new, you know, uh, it takes me back way before my time, maybe a former life of mine. Who knows? When uh, our ancestors were, you know, brought. Well, some of us, because some of us were already here. However, that's another discussion. For those of us that were brought here and introduced into the the slavery system, whew, the conditions of the African woman back then were it, it's emotional to even think about. What we go through now. It is definitely tragic, but we just have to take into a little consideration of what they went through back then. You know, having to see their children taken away from them, seeing their children raped at some point, seeing their men lynched, being raped themselves, having, that white man come in and just ravage them bloody, giving birth on a slave field, having to go back to pick more cotton in 100-degree weather the next day if they are allowed that night to rest. We have to, really take into consideration the root cause of what happened to our mothers and our grandmothers and our great grandmothers and our aunts. We have to really look at that and don't get stuck there. That's not the purpose of Sankofa. Sankofa, go back and get it. Go back so you can move forward. Go back and learn the ways of your ancestors so we can heal and move forward. That's what Sankofa represents. So when we look at the current state of the African woman, it's not our fault. It's not our fault what we went through. It is our responsibility to heal from that, though. Because if they can go through what they did and still came out on the other side of that, we have to honor their legacy. We have to do better. And that starts with taking a deep look in the mirror. I'm no better than this queen that's speaking with me tonight. I'm no better than the queen that's standing on the corner because she got to feed her children. I'm no better than the queen that got caught up in the crack epidemic. I'm no better than none of them. I am them. We are them. We are each other. So when we look at sisterhood, because I asked you what sisterhood means for you, sisterhood means looking at the next woman for me and knowing that that sister is no different than you. We're part of the same struggle. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to each other to begin that process of laying down those burdens of distrust so we can embrace each other. Cry if we need to. Some of us need a good cry. Some of us need that place of safe expression so
Hmm.
we can heal. So that's what sisterhood is for me. Being able to embrace this beautiful queen that's on here with me tonight and saying, I love you. I thank you for being who you are in this moment.
Ashe.
And you know, uh, I just had to speak on that a little bit because there's always a root cause to the conditions of our plight. And that root cause always comes from those dirty, dirty, dirty colonizers. So if you gonna hate somebody, if you gonna muster up that type of energy to hate somebody, don't point that at your fellow sister. Point it at the devil.
Man, I agree. Let's not hate on each other. Let let's not allow the colonizer to manipulate our minds to where we're fighting ourselves and they standing back laughing and taking everything from us as we're fighting ourselves. Let us unite. Let us take this opportunity right now. Let us seize this moment right here to say, I'm not going to be like what I once were yesterday. I want more for my family. I want more for my sister. I want more for my auntie. I want more for my cousin. I want more for my people. If we all embrace that, then Sankofa will have done its job. And as she said, we're not looking back to dwell on the past. We're looking at it so we don't make the same mistakes again. Those were lessons that we should have learned from. Now, if we don't make the same mistakes again, we learned from them. If we continue with those mistakes, though, we just taking L's because we just want to at this point. And that's when the colonizer is going to laugh at us, look back, take our money, take our land, take our children, take everything from us. So let us take this moment to say no more. From from here on out, I am my sister's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. The state of my nation will be stronger from this point forward. That's all we have to do is embrace that mentality and not allow someone else to embrace our mentality for us. We can govern our own mental. Show them that we, as the black melanated woman, can get along, will get along, and will build our nation. Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. So we don't have too much longer with you. I must let our audience know that the Queen Mother still came on here with us tonight, even though she's feeling a tad bit under the weather. But that gives, sisters like me, the motivation I need to keep going in moments where I just don't feel that good. We still are mothers of civilization, and our nation is lacking that nurturing that comes from us. It doesn't come from the white woman. It doesn't come from all those other women. Anything that they've learned remotely civilized and righteous, where you think they learn it from? Who they trying to be? Who are they mimicking? Who are okay? Who is society trying to wipe out right now?
There you go.
Who is society trying to get rid of by, you know, allowing these artificially gendered, pretentious wannabe women, telling us that we can't call ourselves mothers. We have to call ourselves birthing figures and things of that nature. Who society is trying to wipe out the entire black family structure. The black men have their own struggle. We have ours, and the children, they're just left open for attack.
That's right.
We're so severely distracted with trying to compete with our men, compete with our mothers, compete with our sisters, compete. We're in a state of lack. If we feel that we need to compete with those who are in the same conditions as we are in a severe mindset of lack, the lacking the true knowledge of ourselves to know and understand our true righteous divinity and power as the mothers of civilization, because all life form comes from your womb, right?
That's right.
Okay, all life form comes from my womb. It comes from our wombs collectively. And right now, how many black women are missing?
Oh, don't get started.
So we know and understand that some of our sisters are missing. We don't know where they are. You want to know why that is, and this could be a whole nother part too. But for that righteous royal womb and that genetic DNA of royalty that we have been so systemically blinded to, that we don't know and understand why they want the black woman dead. We that powerful. We that powerful.
When you birth a nation and you can bring a nation together, that's how you end up with not wanting to be here, or them not wanting us to be here. We teach the children. We're the first ones that they see. So, yes, we would be the ones to show them that, hey, we can be together. We can work together. We're not like that. So, of course, they don't want us being able to show them that we can be together. They're taking us so that they can get our parts, so that they can utilize them. That's why we're missing. Our minds are light years ahead of theirs. That's why they're taking us. They want to be us. Wouldn't you want to be as smart as you? Wouldn't you want to be as bright as you? I know I would want to be as intelligent as I am. So I can see why. Although they didn't contemplate on us saying enough was enough. You've taken enough from my people, you've taken enough from my planet. It is time for you to go. Me and my people are going to show you that we can come together. We will unite. We will show you what coming together in unity as a community is. We're not going to continue to talk about it. We're going to be about it. We're not going to say it. We're going to show you. That's all there is to it, and the time is now. The state of the black woman 2023 is that we are tired of being sick and tired. I no longer want to see any more images of my sons being taken away from me on different platforms, on different media's outlets. I am tired. I am willing to do what is necessary to come together in unity with every last one of my sisters to eliminate anything that's detrimental to the future of my nation.
Ashe, 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 ashe. Whew, a whole word there. We I have to thank you, you know, and this may be more of an intimate part of the discussion. However, you all need to see this. You know, you need to hear it. I have to. I can't thank her so much. I know her personally. She's been to my home, been to her home. My daughter has been to her home many of times, receiving education from her. If there are not too many queens that I honestly can say embody that sincere space of love for our community like you do. You know, you give a lot of us hope that, we can move past these mountains of self-hate and distress that have been placed amongst us. You give us hope. Women like you, queens like you, with your beautiful crown, gives the rest of us hope that we gonna get this right. It ain't gonna be easy because many challenges have been presented. But as long as we have mothers like you, women like you that uphold the true virtues of having that divine womb and having that sincere love in your heart and your spirit for us and the children, I have to thank you for that. You know, I look at my daughter right now and I asked her, what do you love about being a black woman? And she told me, firstly, she said, is that Mama Cherie? She's like, is that Mama Cherie? I'm like, yeah, we're doing an episode right now. She's like, well, I love just being a black woman. Everything about a black woman. I love being a black woman. And
That's right.
I thank you for embracing us and motherhood, daughterhood, sisterhood amongst your village and in your tribe, because it's rare, even with those who have enlightenment or consciousness. You don't see a lot of sisters embracing each other as we should be.
I agree. I don't do this alone though. If it were not for you and more others like you and Makayla, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't have a tribe, I wouldn't be able to get the message out. So I have gratitude for you. I'm thankful that you even allow me to impart what my ancestors have given to me unto you. That in
Ashe,
itself is a blessing.
ashe, ashe. And that makes me want to give a quick shout out to the Queen, My Joy. Not sure if she's with us this evening or not. However, that young queen has, just in my brief time of being amongst her and getting to know her, she inspired me to breathe life back into the platform. That's how sisterhood can uh, can heal on many different levels. And that baby's 17. I'm 35, and she inspired me.
And that's how sisterhood works. We inspire each other.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, we're getting really close to winding down for the night. We know you have to get going because you have your responsibilities to tend to. However, before we do jump off, can you know, give us a little recap or again on what you feel about the state of the Black woman, and also share with the viewing audience a little bit more about Reed's Learning Street, how we can support you and your endeavors, and how the public can contact you.
Certainly. So, the state of the black woman currently is that we are going to get it done. There is no option of it not being done. The black woman from this point forward has made her mind up. We are coming together in unity. And that is what it is. Sankofa has made it that way. We have seen enough to say that now is the time. The time is now. I am Cherie Reed L., Mama Cherie, as most affectionately referred to me, from Reed's Learning Street. I am reachable on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Reed's Learning Street. Uh, Gmail is learningstreetreads at gmail.com. I do work with uh, swimmers, the Detroit All Star Swim Team, a melanated swim club in the city of Detroit. Uh, I support who supports us. And Get This Wisdom Live has always supported Reed's Learning Street years ago. So Reed's Learning Street will always support Get This Wisdom Live and ensuring that our people get this wisdom. Ashe.
Ah, shade. I'm over here just smiling like a kid in a candy store. I swear, you know, I absolutely love our dialogues and our exchanges and being able to present, our mutual perspectives in the form of wisdom to our audience does nothing more than give me a little bit more rejuvenation and I need to make it through tomorrow. Um, and I thank you for everything that you do, everything that you represent. And one more thing, you have the Moons Lodge coming up over there on Reed's Learning Street, right?
Yes, that is this Sunday, 6 o'clock. So please tune in on YouTube so that you come one, come all, so that we can show everyone that we as women can come together. We can help each other. We don't need to depend on anybody else to fix us. We can fix us. We don't even need to be fixed. We just need to support each other. The Moon Lodge is here to do that. Kai is there. She's been at the last two Moon Lodges, and she's going to be here this Sunday as well. So support everybody. Show that we as women we love each other, and we love each other more than the enemy can hate us. That's all we need.
Indeed. And with that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for your time. We love you. We love you. We love you always and forever. And uh, just thank you so much. And you got to know that she knows me personally because she's calling me my birthday. However, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We found. So we're going to let her go. And, we thank you for tuning in. We thank you so much. Definitely come back this weekend when we have some more things popping off and get ready. It's definitely time. As the Queen Mother said, we love you so much. Peace, love, and Black power.